Could you just give us an update in terms of, obviously, this is the reaction from Iran targeting Israel, but other Middle Eastern countries as well. What is the latest in terms of Iranian retaliation on Israel and upon Israel?
Well, good morning, Louis. Shalom. Yes, we've had thousands of red alerts in Israel, with hundreds of missiles raining down on Israel, most of them intercepted. We did see a couple of them break through yesterday and hit a apartment block in Tel Aviv. Unfortunately, we can talk about one casualty. A woman was killed, 20 other people were injured. Yes, and it's just a drop in the bucket of what Iran is doing in the Middle East. You've seen missiles hitting Dubai and Bahrain and Qatar and other states around the Gulf and the Middle East. This was what Iran was planning for a very, very long time. This was how they wanted to rain their terror around this region.
How likely do you think it is that, as President Trump has said he wants, that there will be a revolution in Iran and that the people there, Iranians there, will overthrow the regime?
Well, look, I think the United States and Israel, with this preemptive strike, have opened the door for the Iranian people. We've heard the call of the Iranian people. They shouted at us on the night between the 8th and the 9th of January, where around 32,000 Iranians were killed, to get this regime, this Islamic regime, on its knees. We're doing it. This is only the second day of this war. It will go on as much as we can, as much as needed for us to achieve three goals. One is to completely destroy the nuclear capabilities of this regime. The second one is the ballistic missiles. And as you see, the ballistic missiles themselves are a strategic way of controlling the Middle East. And three is bringing peace and prosperity for the people of Iran and opening this opportunity for them.
But you'll understand, Mr. Gandler, there will be people listening to this, although I think anybody sensible would not mourn the death of the Ayatollah, a murderous, repressive man who has done so much to hurt his own people. Nonetheless, we can see from this attack that ultimately it is not surprising that Iran and the Iranian government is retaliating, is it? Because their head of government, their head of state, has just been killed, assassinated. However murderous he was, it's not surprising that his government and regime is responding in the way that they are.
Well, I'm not going to justify what Iran is doing now, but I can tell you that we have done what we have done together with the Americans in order for them not to do it with more strength in the future. Iran, since June 12th, was rebuilding its missile stockpile. And we saw during the 12-day war how they attacked Israel with hundreds of rockets each day. We didn't want them to reach the same scale of munition production. We didn't want them to have the strategic weapon of ballistic missiles that can rain down on the entire Middle East and scare everyone to do nothing. So we acted in order to prevent it. So we...
It's also true to say as well, though, isn't it, Mr. Gandler, that as well as people who are murderous at the very top of the regime being killed, civilians are being killed as well, aren't they? I mean, we've had reports in the last 24 hours of, this is an Iranian official claim or from the Iranian Red Crescent, although it has been internationally reported, of at least 148 people dying after a reported strike hitting a school in southern Iran, which the government there has blamed your country on, along with the United States.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, I saw this yesterday, and the first thing I said is we need to verify this. We need to check how truthful this report is, because I saw the first numbers. It came up from 58, then 60, then came up and up and up.
It's varied, yeah.
Yeah, it has. And I was wondering, and I was asking my people in Jerusalem, both in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and intelligence friends, do you know anything about this? This is a game changer, because this is going to be talked about on the PR level. People are going to mention it. And I've heard several politicians here in the UK mention it this morning as well. I've been trying to understand, first of all, whether it's Israel, maybe the United States, maybe it's an Iranian missile. The details are so murky about this incident. And we know that Iran, together with other, let's say, proxies around the Middle East, has been using information for warfare. Now, if on the first day you have this kind of incident, and obviously if it happened, it's awful. It's terrible. 140 kids in a school being killed. I don't think anyone can overlook that.
Indeed.
My sense is we need to wait. We need to understand really what happened. We need to be a bit more sensitive.
Will your government be investigating that?
I know it's being checked. It's hard. It's hard to verify. I saw media buddies verify it. Honestly, how do you verify a city it's not Iran, by the way, a city in south of Iran, a school, what was it used for? Who was there? I asked the question whether children go to school on Saturdays in Iran. I don't know.
Well, is your government, can you confirm your government is not hitting civilian targets within Iran?
We are definitely not trying to hit civilian targets. We try to make it as precise as possible. You probably see it with the way we did it in the 12-day war, with the strike yesterday against the Ayatollah.
There are plenty of people also who look at, of course, what happened in Gaza and saw plenty of civilians being hit there.
We were talking about a different war, but if you want, we can address this as well.
I want to.
Wars inherently are not a precise instrument.
Well, we can say that again. Just on one other point, though, Mr. Gandler, I just want to point the British government this morning. I asked the Defence Secretary multiple times whether he was supporting what the United States is doing, but also your government as well. He didn't give me a direct answer about that. Does that disappoint you?
Listen, this is a joint American-Israeli operation. We have decided to act before it's too late, before Iran arms itself with thousands of ballistic missiles. And we can't stop them because they'll just rain it down on the entire Middle East, as they're trying to do now. I think it's very important to understand that it's much more complicated than just these missiles. It's the launchers themselves. It's the fuel that is given to the missiles. It's this logistical chain that Iran was rebuilding.
But you're disappointed that the British government isn't backing you explicitly?
This is an Israeli-American joint operation.
You don't need the support from the British government.
I think we're dealing with it as best as we can at the moment.
Alex Gandler there, spokesperson for the Israeli embassy here in London. After the break, we're going to be speaking to Sir Richard Dalton, president of the British-Iranian Chamber of Commerce, but also ambassador to Iran previously, knows the country well, which you can't say of everybody who speaks about this subject.